I have decided ultimately that I wish to change my little plan for this plug at this point and how I was going to do the repair. I want you to see this up close and see what the problem is, with the wire connection. See, look, it's once this broke, this cheap little thing that was supposed to secure the head and everything and snap it into place with this little thing. Once that broke off, the wires themselves were exposed, and it looks like already that ground wire has essentially snapped in half. And so I had to get some, uh, you know, uh, copper wire to potentially lengthen that wire just a little bit, so that it reconnects and everything. But I'm just gonna snap this head that's on it off about an inch or so down and give it a brand new head entirely with this damn thing. Because I'm done with this whole planned obsolescence shit. Do I care ultimately if some poor slob is going to be out of a job, as a consequence of doing this kind of repair? No, I don't. I don't. And this added benefit, it prevents pollution and it keeps, shit out of the landfill, so to speak. And, that's a great aspect of it and everything, but that's of the issue that I'm ultimately having. I've decided to watch some YouTube tutorials about how to give it a brand new head. I went and bought a heavy duty one, and I'm gonna give the plug, a new head ultimately, and just put a new plug head on the end of the wire. They do this on purpose. They manufacture them so cheaply in order to break, so that within a couple of years you're gonna have to, you know, get a new one. And I feel great about this ultimately, about giving it a new head, because it's like, you know, th- that was their master plan. And if the economy were full of people like me, and people like at these companies would end up on the unemployment line. But do I care? Do economists say and try to justify planned obsolescence by saying, well, it keeps the hamster wheels turning, it keeps people employed, and that's good. But if things weren't meant to break, then people would be out of jobs, basically pretty soon. And I'm like, well, you say that like it's a problem. I don't care. The way I see it, just look at it as a forced vacation that's being delivered to the people who manufactured this damn thing. You know, there isn't enough leisure in the economy. All work and no play has made Jack a very, very, very dull boy at the end of the day. And, there's just too much work that doesn't need to exist at all in our economy, and it could be eliminated in this system, and our society would be basically fine. Just fine without these people having a job. So, do I care that I'm helping send somebody to the poorhouse? No, I don't. I care that I'm saving myself money, and that's all I care about. Myself, fuck everybody else.